that. However, breaking it down for you here clearly, as you get to understand, our imports from Kenya were 773.23 million US dollars. That was of 2020. This is according to statistics from the United Nations Comtrade database on international trade, and how important it is for you to at least know why we need to seek for at least a peaceful election in Kenya. Well, pretty much the situation here, as when we look at the business or the trader community in Uganda highly watching the Kenyan election, this is because the 80% of our goods that come into Uganda are mainly through the Northern Corridor. And in regards to logistics and all that, the Northern Corridor represents the Mombasa port. Then on the other hand, the Central Corridor is the Dar es Salaam port in Tanzania. So pretty much a situation when you really need to get worried as a trader, or the trader community really need to watch these particular elections closely. Ugandans on social media, however, have got their different political reactions towards that election, but regarding to the business perspective, we are watching it as Smart 24 TV to see how much of an impact will this have on trade. In the last few months during the campaigning period, we've got to realize that nothing much in regards to expenses have risen, or the taxes on the border, regarding the fact that Kenyans have been following or going on with the campaigning period for the next elections, for the 9th August elections today. So which is today, the D-Day that we've all been waiting for to at least analyze from the East African community perspective, is with the fact that the Kenyans now will be having a new president. What we do know so far is that they will not be having the current president who was ruling them. So there is a slight change in there on who will be driving the political seat, or who will be leading the political agenda in the land of Hakuna Matata. But well, bringing it down for you here in the world of business is, when you look back closely during 2007 and 2008 elections, I would tell you I was still in school back then, but then I did not understand more of the also fuel prices also steadily increased. So that clearly shows you how the impact was felt back then. And for the traders who are already in the business at the time, can only tell you what that meant during that period. That is why most of them are clearly watching that space and clearly looking at the opportunities that they will tap into if at all goes well. But also from the East African community bloc, we want to see things happening. How do we want to see things happening? The regional integration is a top-notch priority. Going back to the 1999 treaty that was signed with the East African Community Revamption, when you look at that particular one, we would definitely want to see things happening in Uganda. We would want to see even our neighbors having a peaceful election. We would want to at least see that business moves on smoothly, whether with Uhuru Kenyatta or a William Ruto or a Raila Odinga in there or in that space. So by tomorrow time maybe, or Thursday, we will be able to know who is the next president of Kenya for the next 5 years, and we can at least know how the business will be moving on in Kenya. Will it be a Raila Odinga-led government or a William Ruto? Well, now from the other world of the business perspective, we've got a lot of people who actually move in and out of the country. Today in the news recap, we've got to see a report regarding drivers, and one of the drivers is apparently a Kenyan. So when you look at that, for Ugandans who have been crossing the border, can easily tell you the impact it has when it comes to the political space, or if at all a country is having political instabilities. For example, Ugandans who've been trading in South Sudan will tell you that the hardships they faced at the time when the country was facing political uncertainties. And the same thing was happening in the DRC, something that with the entry of the DRC in the East African community, the entire world, the entire heads of state of the EAC have been pushing to ensure that there is peace and stability in the DRC. That is why in the Kenyan elections, we are not looking at it in the perspective that there is going to be post-election violence, But all we're looking at is how much of an impact will it have if at all the 2007-8 crisis does appear again. However, by the look of things, by the way, by the look of how peaceful the campaigning period has been and how peaceful the elections are so far, as the Kenyans are casting in their votes at the different posts, you can easily tell that it's something that you would not expect to happen. So that means we hopefully expect a peaceful transition of power to a new leader in Kenya, and also a peaceful business community in the East African region. So we expect that Ugandans who are trading in Kenya, vis-a-vis Kenyans who are trading in Uganda, of which the Kenyans are already voting now, those who invest in Uganda as well, we hope that business continues and the brotherhood and that particular peace reigns between the two countries. So it is something that you would want to stick on and think about how will this affect us. Now, Kenya will be picking its 5th president since independence, and surprisingly, some Ugandans have already returned home, according to the Daily Monitor, over chaos, as it was the case in 2007. So on the other side of the coin, you always have to be optimistic and hopeful, but however, you do not rule out the negative side. If at all you're holding your coin, you never rule out the tail. It has two sides, the head and the tail. So it is with the Kenyan elections. However peaceful they are, you don't want to rule out the fact that we've all got to realize how different countries in Africa, after elections, they actually head into a tension kind of feeling during the post-election week. That particular week is always filled with tension, uncertainties, and quite a calm atmosphere in most of the areas, and that is what is actually coming in here with Kenya going in for the elections. But Kenyans, we've just got to realize here that Kenya is now open. Kenya just apparently opened room for a hopeful acceptance of goods and services just recently, after they had banned the importation of maize and beans because of low standard quality, and also our sugarcane back in the time. So when you look at that, rather our sugar, but now when you look at a situation here, we want to look at how best can we work together with the new government in Kenya, and how the business traders in Uganda will benefit from the new government. That is how it is, because sometimes when governments change, there are certain things that change, and these ones can impact on the business community, they can impact on the social well-being of society, but seriously, if we want to at least look at the growth of the East African community bloc, we would definitely wish that the Kenyans and Ugandans work hand in hand to ensure that safety of the different goods and commodities in terms of transition and trade moves on further and beyond. So that's exactly how things are in Kenya, as the ongoing crisis in there also clearly shows you that the ongoing situation is, as it is happening in Kenya, meanwhile, is relating to more of the elections currently. So, but in the business world, a lot is happening as well, because the traders have to make money either way. Like we had a tip today, we were looking at the fact that regardless of how you want the money or you do not have the money, you always want to at least have something in your wallet. You do not want to get dry you do not want your wallet to get dry at any one point. So that's it for Kenya. But like I said, press time tomorrow, maybe we will have the results of who is Kenya's new president. Will it be Raila Odinga or will it be William Ruto? And apparently we've not got in touch with our guest this morning, who is based in Kenya. We wanted to see if at all we can discuss more about the business perspective, but surprisingly now we do not have him on there. But after the break, meanwhile, we've got 24 minutes past the hour of 9 o'clock. We're getting on ground with Barija Andrew this time around to discuss more factors as it is in the business world in the capital of Kampala, and key discussions coming in your way. Keep the conversations growing bigger by using the hashtag Smart24Updates. That is on Twitter, and the hashtag Driving Business. You can as well use the hashtag JP Live or hashtag SMBs. That is Smart Means Business, and you can follow still on Twitter as well, as we continue to grow bigger and beyond. We are Driving Business 24/7. Stick around. Good morning.